Please, all the way from Leeds, start the clapping, Duncan. Allez, allez, allez. There we go. Bring it right around the room. Whip yourselves into a frenzy for the wonderful Maisie Reid.
Give me your attention, baby.
Hello, how are we? Good. You're all back from the interval. Thank God. Obviously, 7 minutes. It's not a lot of time. Quite a lot to talk about, and comedians are often told to talk about the important topics of today because there's a lot going on, isn't there? You got Brexit, Trump, Kim Jong-un. That's the thing. That is how you say his name, by the way. I've researched it. You have to drop that last syllable. It's Kim Jong-un. Which to me, I'm just going to put it out there, says that his name was going to be longer, and then when his mum and dad were naming him in the hospital, the dad got that little acid reflux thing that everyone's dad has. They were naming him, they were like, Kim Jong... Do you know what I mean? Nobody else does it, just everyone's dad. And you just sort of have to carry on the conversation, pretending that he hasn't released the contents of acidic stomach into your face. There's all the time, I'm like, all right, darling, just let me know what time you want... picking up. It's lovely. A little bit about myself. I'm from the north, just outside Leeds. I don't think that's massively obvious. I don't think I'm screaming northern. I don't think I have a really northern accent. I'm not like a 5'11" Mel B, because that's the main difference between myself and Mel B, isn't it? The height. No, I'd say, on the scale, I'm probably like a 4 out of 10. I'm on about the northern scale, sir, not the scale. I'm aware I'm a 7. Bit of lipstick, I can be an 8, No, I'd say I'm a 4 out of 10 on the northern scale. You don't meet many 10s. They're very, very rare. Very rare. I've only ever met one 10 out of 10 on the northern scale in my whole life. It was my GCSE French teacher. Honest to God, her name was Madame Dawson. And this woman was so confident in her French-speaking abilities that she thought, do you know what? I don't even need to adopt the accent. I'll just wing it how it is. To help you out, guys, visually, she looked like Gail Platt from Coronation Street. To listen to, I'm going to say Liam Gallagher, And she would sort of swan into the classroom like she was swanning onto the stage at Glastonbury, sort of, bonjour tout le monde. Comment ça va? Duncan, comment tu t'appelles? I remember she sort of helped us out with our French oral exam. Everyone has to do that French oral exam in GCSE year where you have to sort of speak unaided for 2 minutes. She was giving us some examples and she was like, par exemple, je m'appelle Madame Dawson, j'habite à Bradford. J'aime la musique comme John Bon Jovi. I remember she said, j'aime la télévision, mon programme préférence, il s'appelle Escape to Country. How's anyone going to pass a GCSE with that? Do you know what I mean? I remember she came on the French exchange and she was chatting to my French exchange and my exchange turned to me and was like, quoi? I says, your guess is as good as mine. Madame Dawson, you might be speaking French, but you're so northern, you might as well have just said, do you want to go down the pits and watch Kes with a pint of bitter? Come on, woman. I mean, I've got nothing but respect for Madame Dawson. I'd just like to put that out there. Last time I saw her was the sixth form ball. So we're talking a good 5 years ago now. Sixth form ball. She was first one on the dance floor, last one off, okay? 6 hours she spent dancing. You weren't even meant to be on it for the first 3. It was a sit-down meal. We were all there. Honest, we were there having the hors d'oeuvres, or as she'd call them, horse d'oeuvres, right? She were up there, she'd go, oh, je suis un slave to rhythm. I thought, mad respect, Madame Dawson, I'm taking a mick out of Madame Dawson. The only way I can describe how she danced was like that. She looked like she'd just crossed the finish line of a marathon, sort of like that. I worked at the London Marathon last year. It's an amazing event. I don't know if anybody here has done it or been to it, but it's an amazing event. It's got one of those atmospheres that you only get at certain events, kind of like the 2012 Olympics, just where everybody's been really supportive of each other, really pulling together. And it's a lovely thing to be part of. And I was working there as a steward when I was at uni. So it was my job to tell people which direction to run, bearing in mind I'm from Leeds. A lot of people ended up in Romford that day. So it's my job to tell people which way to run. And obviously you get really into it because it's an amazing atmosphere. And people run past you and they wear their name on their vest so that you can have, strangers cheering you on, which is lovely. So I was getting really into it, going, go on, Helen, 7 more miles, Helen, keep going. I mean, she had 20 more miles, but who's counting? Do you know what I mean? Go on, Ellen, 7 more miles, keep going. Jamal, great charity, keep going, 7 more miles. This woman starts running up to me. This is honest to God true. She's very, very beautiful looking. She's quite tall. She looks like she might be of maybe Kenyan descent or something like that. And she starts running to me, and I look at her badge on her chest, and I said, go on, Usa, keep running, Usa, 7 more miles, Usa, go on. This woman stops mid-marathon, comes over to the railing. I'm thinking, what's going on here? She gathers her breath and she says, it says USA. I mean, that's a cock-up there, innit? You know what I mean? It's a nightmare. And I'm taking the mick out of Madame Dawson's dancing, but I'm from a generation of the worst dancers the world has ever seen. I don't know if you know, but my generation, whatever they call it, millennials, whatever, we're the worst dancers ever. The generation above us, they grew up, in the 70s and 80s, amazing time for music. We grew up where you had music that told you how to dance. We were that bad at it. Macarena, Cha-Cha Slide. One was called Last Ketchup. Don't ask me what it was about. Dunno. But that's how bad we were at dancing. We had to be told how to dance. And it obviously got so bad that in 2003, somebody felt it necessary to invent something called a dance mat. Now, I don't know if anybody in this room had a dance mat. If you don't know what I'm on about, it was essentially a little square piece of fabric that you'd plug into your TV, and these arrows would come up. And you had to match your feet to the arrows. Simple enough. But it's not dancing, is it? It's not dancing. Because I found out the hard way. I got to sort of age 16, 17, started going out to clubs for the first time, trying to pull, and I thought this was an appropriate way of attracting the boys. I told you I was an 8 out of 10. But obviously, I didn't pull that night, okay? And it's frustrating, isn't it? But you had to make your own fun back then, okay? You did, trust me. And no one knows this more than me, because Christmas Day in my household, I'm out of breath after that. It's terrible, isn't it? Christmas Day in my household. I'm from quite a big family. There's about 23 of us when we all get together in the living room. That's Catholics for you. But we all get in the living room, and the game that we played on Christmas Day, because some people play, don't they, Trivial Pursuit or charades, very nice games. Some people are proper cultured and go on a walk. We had this game. My nana invented it, right? She'd get a copy of the Yorkshire Post. That's a newspaper. Sorry, she just burst out laughing. It's a newspaper. She'd cut a shape of a fish out of the Yorkshire Post. Stay with me on this, right? Then use the rest of the newspaper to waft the fish around the room. That's it. That was Christmas Day in my household. Do you know what this game was called? Fish waft. Every Christmas, 23 years I've spent going around with various family members. You do get really into it, to be fair, like 2 shandies in, you start making new obstacles, like go on, get it round your Auntie Sue, go on. Still playing it by Boxing Day. And Boxing Day, that's got funny connotations for me nowadays, because Boxing Day used to be full of lovely memories of going to the sales or going on nice walks. But I don't know if you know, but a couple of years ago, Yorkshire got really badly flooded. Really, really badly. Like we were submerged. Yorkshire became a lake. It was mental. It was the kind of floods where the local news go and report live from the scene in a dinghy to prove that it's flooded. And it was awful, and I remember them saying on the news, this is climate change. And I thought, God, you're right. You hear people talk about climate change, saying climate change is real, and they show you these pictures, don't they, of polar bears not having anywhere to live, or the ice caps melting, or glaciers falling into the sea. That's not climate change, guys. I've seen climate change. I've seen what it looks like, okay? Climate change is stepping out of your front door on Boxing Day morning and your nan floating past on a lilo. You think that's bad? She was sipping a pina colada in one hand, singing Wham! Club Tropicana. Said, Nan, get inside, it's your turn for fish waft, come on! Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Maisie Adam, thank you very, very much.